Hello and hello. Thank you for joining me. So Jensen CH recommended this video here. And even though they're from Switzerland, they recommended this video about Germany's military. It says Germany's military is in a dire state. What needs to be done to fix it? And being American, I'm pretty sure 95% of my tax dollars go to the US military. So I'm an expert on funding militaries. I do so myself. And it's from DW News. So I'm very interested.
Equipment, and Germany's military is short of money, equipment, and staff. And it has been for years.
Those are three things the American military is not short of.
The Bundeswehr regularly hits the headlines with embarrassing stories. Radio equipment from the 80s, a mass breakdown of Puma vehicles, a lack of basic underwear and waterproof jackets, and training not with machine guns but broomsticks.
Really?
So when Russia invaded Ukraine...
I'm more impressed than I am. I'm not laughing at it. It is kind of funny that it's broomsticks, but I'm impressed.
Ukraine in February 2022.
I thought that was fake. No, there's actually a dude's head on the front of this tank, just sticking out. I wouldn't want to be that guy.
The inspector of the German army issued a stark warning. The Bundeswehr, the army that I have a duty to lead, is standing there more or less empty-handed.
Wow, that's scary.
It was a wake-up call. The invasion sparked a massive policy shift. With the war on European soil, Germany's military suddenly became a priority.
Yeah, that hasn't happened for a while.
Gesellschaft zum großen Teil jedenfalls hat erkannt, dass einfach nur die Aussage, wir wollen keinen Krieg, einen nicht vor einem Krieg schützt.
I mean, what's sort of interesting, like a really stupid American realization I just had, is that the war in Ukraine, like, it must feel so much more real to you guys. You guys are so much closer to it than when we are all the way over here in America. To us, it's like, that's like, strange, sad. What the hell's going on? Oh my God. But for you guys, it's like a whole different thing. It's like, wow, it's right over there. That's messed up.
A year on, the problems that have built up over decades are proving difficult to fix. Germany's Bundeswehr is not in a good state.
Das hängt damit zusammen, dass die Streitkräfte über Jahrzehnte dafür optimiert wurden, ins Auslandseinsätze geschickt zu werden, in planbare Einsätze. Und jetzt müssen sie umgebaut werden zu einer Armee, die sehr schnell, sehr kurzfristig zur Landes- und Bündnisverteidigung ausrücken kann.
Es fehlt unseren Soldatinnen und Soldaten zunächst mal an persönlicher Ausstattung, dass sie alles haben, vom Helm über Rucksack bis zu Kälte- und Nässeschutz, kleineres Gerät, Funkgeräte, die sind 30 Jahre alt, die müssen modernisiert werden. Aber
you guys should just ask for America to send you some. But that's crazy to think. I'm also wondering, I wonder what support for the military, both financial and like moral support, patriotic support is like in Germany. Because I know I've heard a million times Germans aren't as patriotic. You guys aren't all waving around the German flag unless it's at a soccer game. So is here in America joining like the U.S. military is considered, oh, wow, look at that guy going to fight for our country and it's so wonderful. And but I wonder if it's different over there in Germany and if that's part of the problem, why getting funding is so difficult.
aber auch größeres Gerät, Panzer, Boote, Schiffe und auch Flugzeuge. Das zweite Thema ist Personal. Wir haben natürlich auch Nachwuchssorgen. Und das dritte große Thema, und das ist etwas, um das ich mich auch wirklich engagiert kümmere, weil ich viel reise und viel sehe, ist der Zustand der Kasernen. Die Kasernen müssen ganz dringend saniert werden.
Germany's military is still among the 30 largest in the world. But over the last 30 years...
30 largest?
Massive cuts have been made
to be honest, that's a lot. Like if you're the 30th largest... I mean, but then again, I'm thinking about America's, who's like, is so big, it's bigger than the next 5 combined or something.
Personnel and equipment. Today, The number of active soldiers is less than half it was 30 years ago, around 180,000. And the number of weapon systems has been massively reduced. For a long time, Germany's military
That's crazy to think a military is shrinking in size.
simply wasn't a priority for the government or the public.
Aus gutem
Now I'm wondering, how is this thing floating? I can see the shadow right here. These wheels are not on the ground. What the heck is going on?
Military simply wasn't a priority for the government or the public.
Aus gutem Grund tun sich die Deutschen schwer mit ihren Streitkräften. Das liegt in der deutschen Geschichte begründet, das muss man ernst nehmen, das ist so. Auf der anderen Seite schien in den vergangenen 30
hard thing to
Jahren
fix.
seit dem Fall der Mauer, seit dem Ende des Warschauer Pakts sozusagen der ewige Frieden ausgebrochen.
After World War II, Germany was divided and its army was dissolved. It took 10 years until the Bundeswehr was established in West Germany. But soon, Germany's geostrategic position changed. The border between East and West Germany became the Iron Curtain.
I didn't even realize the entire army was dissolved. So you guys were starting from scratch 30 years ago.
The key frontier in the Cold War. Once again, the threat of war was dangerously close.
Or not 30 years, however long ago.
The Bundeswehr was important and powerful, but at the same time, Germany also had a strong pacifist movement, reluctant to see their country use any military force after the atrocities of World War II. In 1989, the Berlin Wall fell.
Very interesting
Germany
situation.
reunified, scaling back the military as part of the process. Peace was the priority, reunification was expensive, and the military slipped down the list. Since then, war has felt far away. German troops have been limited to defensive and peacekeeping missions, such as in Afghanistan or Mali. In 2011, with Germany on a saving spree following the European debt crisis, the government oversaw deep cuts to defense spending and lifted compulsory conscription. After years of peace and security, Russia's invasion in Ukraine came as a shock. Germany was simply not prepared for war on its doorstep. The invasion prompted a dramatic shift in attitudes and policy.
Der 24. Februar 2022 markiert eine Zeitenwende in der Geschichte unseres Kontinents. Wir müssen deutlich mehr investieren in die Sicherheit unseres Landes, um auf diese Weise unsere Freiheit und unsere Demokratie zu schützen. Das ist eine große nationale Kraftanstrengung.
This is very interesting. It's very interesting because on one hand, it's very like commendable how wary you guys are as a country to even build up your military and after World War II. But on the other hand, it's like you guys, like Germany has changed so much and come back so in such a good way that now it seems like it's time to do it.
Das Ziel ist eine leistungsfähige, hochmoderne,
Very
fortschrittliche Bundeswehr.
The government pledged a special
I keep hearing Bundeswehr. So that's the name of the military. Bundeswehr.
Ziel ist eine leistungsfähige, hochmoderne, fortschrittliche Bundeswehr.
The government pledged a special 100 billion euro fund, mainly for buying large-scale equipment. And it promised, going forward, to meet the NATO defense spending target of 2% of GDP. But 1 year on, experts say not enough has changed. And after decades in the making, there's no quick fix for the German military's problems.
Yeah.
Von der im vergangenen Jahr verkündeten Zeitenwende ist bei der Truppe bisher kaum etwas angekommen. Das hat damit zu tun, dass die deutschen Prozesse, die Verwaltungsverfahren sehr langwierig
Right.
It took 10 months until the government actually spent any of its special fund. And it will take years
I didn't even factor that in. Yes, German bureaucracy. Got to get through that first. Better start now.
to fulfill some of the orders for new equipment. Germany's procurement body is notoriously slow, inefficient and overburdened. Weapon systems are regularly delivered too late and over budget.
Die Verfahren und Prozesse
Oh my God. Well, America definitely has that same problem. How much money did we spend on like the development of just one type of jet? It's some total scam. Like, I think we've spent like $100 billion, or probably, I don't know, maybe way more, just developing this one jet, and it's like never been made. And it was supposed to be done like a decade ago.
Resultieren ja aus Friedenszeiten, wo es nicht so wichtig war, dass es so schnell geht. Diese Zeit haben wir jetzt nicht mehr.
It snuck up.
Es ist viel Munition an die Ukraine abgegeben worden, vor allem Artilleriemunition. Es sind Geschütze wie die Panzerhaubitzen an die Ukraine.
This is kind of what I was thinking too. I've heard a lot of news stories about Germany giving a lot of stuff to Ukraine. So it's interesting, like, oh, but Germany doesn't even have enough for itself.
Abgegeben worden, aber die sind noch nicht nachbestellt worden. Bislang ist die Bundeswehr also eher geschwächt worden.
But the problems run deeper than poor or a lack of equipment. The Bundeswehr has been criticized for little or no long-term strategy, and there are serious structural issues that can't be solved with money alone.
Eine direkte Führung, sozusagen einen Generalstab wie in anderen Ländern, gibt es in Deutschland eben nicht mehr.
You don't have a general staff. How does that work?
Und auch das führt dazu, dass viele Verfahren sehr langwierig werden, weil immer das Ministerium beteiligt sein muss.
All that and more will be on the agenda of Germany's new defense minister, Boris Pistorius.
Der neue Verteidigungsminister muss als allererstes dafür sorgen, dass in Sachen Material schnell beschafft wird. Ja. Die 100 Milliarden müssen bei der Truppe ankommen, sie müssen zügig ausgegeben werden, sie müssen sinnvoll investiert werden. Er muss dafür sorgen, dass die
She about summed it up.
Bundeswehr genügend Personal hat. Ja, also
Probably easier said than done.
Personal ist ein wichtiges Thema. Und das dritte ist die Infrastruktur. Die Kasernen müssen modernisiert und saniert werden. Und das Allerwichtigste für dieses Jahr ist, dass dieser Krieg ein Ende findet.
The war may have sparked a watershed moment for Germany's military, but changing direction after decades is a huge challenge, one the military, politicians and industry will have to face together. What comes next is likely to be the work of a generation.
Wow. And at a time of like kind of potential economic crisis, like it feels like we're on the cusp of that, you know, with inflation and everything. To think this whole burden has been thrown on you guys now too, to fund your military like that. I say the U.S., I want my tax dollars to just go to the German military. I think we've funded the American enough. I think it would be better spent with you guys. How do I set that up? Thank you for the suggestion. Thank you to DW News for this fantastic video. Wow, that's a lot of views for just a news clip from 4 months ago. I look forward to... What the heck? I always tell it to go away. It pops back up. What kind of operation are we running? What was I saying? Thanks for watching. Yeah, I look forward to seeing how this evolves. And I'll see you tomorrow. I hope. Goodbye.